Did you know that underneath our city streets runs a labyrinth of storm sewers? Over 4 miles of them. Ranging anywhere from 3 feet wide to 10 feet high, these tunnels conduct stormwater from our streets down to the Mississippi. Without them, stormwater could flood our streets and yards when it rains and wash out our infrastructure. Built over 100 years ago from local limestone, some parts of these tunnels are cracking and are in danger of collapse. It's a big issue to address. Let's meet up with the Public Works Department to learn how they're tackling it in this week's episode of City 101.
Hi, I'm Bob Stark. I'm the Deputy Director of Public Works. I'm in charge of the utilities, which includes water, wastewater, and stormwater. You may have noticed there's been quite a few detours in town. Some of them are related to a stormwater tunnel repair project that's been going on since the middle of October on 7th Street, 5th Street, and East Avenue. About 3 years ago, the city had an engineer come in and went through and assessed all of our tunnels, and we put together a capital improvement program where we can identify the worst areas. This is the first major one that we've done. This particular tunnel is made out of limestone blocks with a limestone slab on the roof. Numerous sections of the limestone on the roof was cracking and was started to collapsing, and what this project entails is removing that old roof and replacing it with a cast-in-place concrete cover. These tunnels they're constructed of a whole variety of construction means. Some of them are dug right through the sandstone, but most of them are made out of limestone block that were quarried from the local bluffs. That was the material that people had for building things at that time. And it worked very well for 100 years, but it is susceptible to damage. We're loading them up much higher weights now than what they had been designed for. But basically 95% of it is still in really good shape, and we're trying to address those segments that are problematic so that we can keep this whole system functioning into the future. When the engineering firm did the assessment, they came up with an estimate on repair costs to do the whole system somewhere near $3 million. They also gave us an estimate of what it would cost to replace the tunnels as they now stand, and that number was something between $30 and $40 million. So it's very critical that we maintain what we have so we don't have to build new ones in the future. If the storm tunnels did collapse, they're right underneath the driving lane of the street, so more than likely the street would fail, collapse also. You might be wondering why this project is taking longer than what was originally anticipated. But once we got into the tunnel and started really looking at things, we found a lot more cracking in the roof than what we had anticipated based on the inspection that was done 3 years ago. So it only makes sense while we're in there to do it correct all the way through now, rather than to do part of it and then have to come back in 2 more years and fix other parts that are now deteriorated to the point where they become problematic. We recognize the inconvenience that we're causing with respect to traffic and parking. Just be patient and everything will be back to normal, and this tunnel should be good for another 100 years.
That's the scoop on the storm sewer repairs the city is undertaking and why you've been seeing more street detours than usual this construction season. Got a question you'd like answered by those in the know? Send it to the city through Facebook, our website, or call it in. It just might be the story behind the next episode of City 101.